Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Beloved GM, before consciousness, I am a neutral observer. You deny the existence of mind. Then who is suffering in life? Can you explain how the thought process occurs and how it works?
Of course, you, the observer, prevail prior to consciousness. You only observe just now and always. But you are yet to know this secret that you only observe the entire duality show. Your question is at the personality level. You are asking who is suffering in life. Mind does not exist. Thoughts only appear and disappear. My question is, how do you know that you exist? Can you know your presence if you are not conscious? In your conscious presence only, everything appears, including thoughts. Your consciousness is infinite and endless. In the infinity of your consciousness, a finite thought appears and disappears. But for your consciousness, there is neither any thought nor any object. First, know that you are here only because of consciousness within. You are yet to settle inwardly in stillness to know the unmoving conscious state within. Only in your conscious presence the world appears just now. Cosmos appears just now. Entire manifestation appears just now. But for your consciousness, neither your presence nor the world can be known just now. Your consciousness is unmoving. Every movement spontaneously happens out of it. Your consciousness is beyond identification. Unknowingly, it is identifying itself to be the form. By identifying itself to be the form, it is accepting the birth and the death of the form to be real. You are asking, who is suffering? This question is at the personality level. No person ever here. It is your consciousness identifying itself to be the form. Your consciousness is prior to the form. Form happens spontaneously in your consciousness. Your consciousness is prior to objects. Object happens spontaneously in your consciousness. Your consciousness is prior to movements. Movements happen spontaneously in your consciousness. Your consciousness is prior to thoughts. Thoughts happen spontaneously in your consciousness. Your consciousness appears to suffer as it is identifying itself to be the perceived form. Your consciousness remains ignorant by not knowing that out of itself only everything appears as objects, forms, thoughts. Your consciousness does not know that it is consciousness, and it is already prior to space. Your consciousness unknowingly identifies the thought to be itself, as it is yet to be conscious of itself. By identifying the thoughts to be itself, your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself. When there are no persons here who suffers, the suffering is at the personality level. You are only a conscious being. You are eternally here. Your joy is endless. You are yet to know the unmoving stillness within. In this stillness, your consciousness is conscious of itself inwardly. Once your consciousness is conscious of itself, it remains wakeful, peaceful, and joyful. I address my teachings exclusively to the consciousness within, which needs to wake up consciously to realize its unborn eternity. Your focus is totally on the surface level, object level, duality level, which moves and disappears. I take you inwardly to your original state, which is unmoving and unchanging, ever present. Your consciousness is holding on to the dreamy duality to be real, as it is yet to wake up consciously inwardly. My whole teaching is only to wake up your consciousness from the dreamy duality show. At least now, settle inwardly and know your unmoving conscious state and remain free from the movements called thoughts, emotions, which are not you. You are asking how the thought process happens. Your consciousness is identifying every object, every movement, every happening in space through words which you call as thoughts. Thoughts are nothing but words. Words are nothing but identifications. Identifications are nothing but movements. Thoughts are used only for convenient communication. Thoughts are not you. You are prior to thoughts. Through constant identification and usage of words, thoughts happen. When you stay beyond words and observe silently, thoughts cannot affect you. Through constant identification, thoughts happen. When your consciousness is free from identifications, it is free from thoughts too. Your consciousness is prior to duality. Identifications are at the object level, at the duality level. Know that your consciousness is already free from duality. Through stillness, close your eyes and know the stillness within. In stillness, thoughts disappear. The stillness is unmoving. Prior to space, thoughts move in space. Once you settle in stillness inwardly, thoughts disappear. By not knowing the unmoving stillness within, your consciousness appears to suffer by thoughts. Once the stillness is known inwardly, your consciousness is conscious of itself inwardly and remains free from the moving thoughts. Your consciousness is unmoving, non-dual, prior to space. Thoughts are movements happening at the duality level in space. Now, tell me, can the moving thoughts which appear and disappear in space affect your consciousness, which is unmoving prior to space? Can any movement affect that which neither moves nor changes? Once you know that your consciousness is unmoving, unchanging, prior to space and time, the moving thoughts, which happens for a shorter duration, cannot affect your consciousness within. Remain conscious inwardly and wake up from the moving duality show, which is not you. Close your eyes and know the stillness within. Now you are conscious of your presence without words. Now neither any word nor any thought affects your consciousness within. Remain conscious inwardly and wake up from the moving duality show, which is not you.